make history for his country, but he's actually having fun playing FIFA, and that's what we want to see every single time.
It'd be fitting, Gravison, wouldn't it? It'd be really fitting for Roee Feldman to be the player to do so, because he was the player that really started this next generation of Israeli and FIFA pros to come through the ranks and to play as well as they have done over the last few seasons, especially on the online era. Sits behind him is the prime example of that in Nomnisa. Here's Feldman from left to right in that white strip. Tekkz from right to left, as you rightly said, deja vu. Back in 2019, he lost to this very game to Dr. Nightwatch, which stopped him going to Madrid and to the E-Champions League Grand Final. Will that change in this one? It's Arnhem with the first shot of the game, and it's already a better start from Feldman, who's on the front foot within the first 5 minutes. Corner played short, building in well. Mahrez pulls out two players towards the back post. Mane just offside.
And if you saw Tekkz defended that play, he was just defending the pass, because Feldman passed the ball every single time to the other striker. So this time he white time finessed it, but if he green timed it, it would have been a goal. So I think Feldman is doing the right stuff at the moment. I think he changed it up a bit inside the box, sorry, and I think he has great chances of scoring a goal if he keeps it like this.
Mahrez on the build-up, and it shall go. Headed away just about. Renato Sanchez comes to collect that one. Marquinhos and Kyle Walker may have a slight coming together. Oh, that could be very risky indeed. This is a golden chance. You have got away with
a mistake.
Quite a big mistake, Andy Robertson. How on earth the body of Ronaldinho, the animation just didn't let him get around the player, did it?
I would be fuming if I was Tekkz.
Nerves certainly are building here. We've had a goalless 100+ in-game minutes now of FIFA. Round 3 of the winners' bracket. The game that will send you to the E-Champions League Grand Final. The game that would make history, no doubt, for both of these two players. Joining Predator FIFA of Werder Bremen, the only German, the only player so far that's already booked their ticket into the final 8. That will take place 27th of May, live here again in Stockholm, just 4 weeks away.
This is nice from Tekkz. Good build-up.
Llorente, Sanchez, no Hullet in question. Offside trap played badly by Roee Feldman. He's going to have to pay for that now, and he will. It was only a matter of time for Tekkz after he was just knocking and knocking on the door, couldn't find an answer, was waiting for a mistake. That was the mistake, Gravison.
Yeah, he did a mistake before with the keeper. He was lucky because Robertson could get the ball back, but second mistake in 5 minutes time, and obviously you can't afford to do that against Tekkz. So now you're 1 goal behind, and obviously this is gotta be hard because you know Tekkz didn't do something spectacular. You did a mistake, and you just simply cannot afford to make these mistakes at the biggest stage.
Well, it's as simple as it is with the offside trap, isn't it? It's high risk, high reward. It works out well for you, it's fantastic. If it doesn't, you just see what you saw on your screen. Have the floodgates open now. Ronaldinho onside. Sure, that's given Tekkz all the confidence he needs to extend his goal tally. Ronaldinho still tries his best, goes down to ground. Robertson wins the ball fair and square.
That's great defending from Feldman. Great defending.
Well, it's obvious where the dangers come from every time with Tekkz, isn't it? It's Ronaldinho, he's being utilised.
Yeah, I remember in the match again between Tekkz and Maestro, Ryan broke it down perfectly. Tekkz breaks the defense, it started on the wings, and obviously if you have Ronaldinho there, it's going to be a lot easier for you.
Especially when he can suck out the fullback like he's just done there. Now it's Kimpembe against Ronaldinho in a 1v1, and look at the gaps that have started to appear in the box now. Ronaldinho, Pele, all queuing up for a touch on the ball. Might not work out that time, but you can see where the intent is every time. He's just doing enough to suck out João Cancelo, or Kyle Walker, sorry. Mahrez this time stopped in his tracks by the one of two Parisian defenders. Marquinhos that time.
I think Tekkz is starting to get in his rhythm, and that's a big problem for Feldman, because once he does that, it's just simply he doesn't stop.
Mane. Oh, 9 in the air. Marquinhos has just come to the rescue. You're absolutely right. If Tekkz starts to get into that groove, Gravison, it's going to be so difficult to try and stop him. You have to, when you play against the likes of a Tekkz or a big game player, you have to simply take the game to them and you have to score first. Anything you can do to unsettle them?
Yeah, probably anything. Just anything to break down his rhythm. Because when he finds that, he's just getting to this position every single time.
You can skip out the fullback, which he's just done there again with Walker. That's where you open up all sorts of problems.
Yeah.
One ball over the top should be easily dealt with by Kimpembe. It will be. Possession given back to Roee Feldman. 40 minutes on the clock. It's not been 40 minutes to remember so far. Remember, a loss here won't send you out the tournament. It will just put you down in the loser bracket. Pull it. Back to Renato Sanchez. Maybe looking to build for the last chance of the first half in this second leg. Pellet finds R9, fake shot, bit of space for Mane. R9, it's in the air, just couldn't get the ball down, could he? It was fizzed into his feet from Sadio Mane. And that should take us into half-time, unless there's one more chance. Which if it does, it'll fall to the hands of Tekkz. Nicely done. Mahrez, twinkle toes, back to R9. Didn't quite get what he was looking for there, was it?
Oh, that was a good chance. Maybe if he shot to the back post, it could have been a goal, but obviously you didn't expect for Pele to make that run. But yeah, Tekkz kind of found his rhythm. He is attacking on the wings. I think Feldman is being a bit too aggressive with the fullbacks. So obviously Tekkz is capitalizing on that with the through ball every single time to Ronaldinho. And maybe we're going to see some change in tactics from Feldman, because he's not been comfortable enough in this first half, and it looks like the second goal from Tekkz is closer than the equalizer.
And just on that, it sort of felt like it was always through Ronaldinho, but in the last 45-10 in-game minutes there, Gravison, a lot more of Mahrez on the ball, a lot more of trying to go the other way round, because I think it became a bit too obvious for a period of time there. But I mean, look no further of how to utilise wingers in a formation like Tekkz is doing, and how good it can be. If you can pull the full-back out, as we've said, get down the byline, you've got to split the centre-backs. The centre-backs have got a decision to make, haven't they?
Yeah, it's kind of a domino. Like when a fullback gets in a bad position, you obviously have to get your centre-back to the wing, and it's just messy for you, because obviously the midfielders are not going down after the past patch. I think it was 2 months ago. I think it's good because the game is more offensively this way. Yeah, it's just basically that. You have to break down the wings every single time, and Tekkz is doing that perfectly.
Well, 45 minutes away. Tekkz is currently away from the Champions League Grand Final. Joining Predator FIFA as the first 2 qualified players in that competition. And guess what's after this one? Nicholas 99 FC against Matthias Bonanno, the battle of the only 2 Argentines in this tournament. What a game of FIFA that is going to be.
I'm really looking forward to that game, because you've seen Nicolas, probably the best player of FIFA history in South America, and you see Matthias Bonanno, player who completely demolished the scene last year. So what's gonna prevail? The player who dominated the scene for the last 3 years, or the online player who's obviously been just demolishing the scene for the last, I don't know, 12 to 14 months? So I just don't know what's going to prevail. I think it's going to be a beautiful match, and I think we're going to see a lot of fans from South America.
Yeah, we'll also see the only Spanish player, Gravison, in the final. 8 here, ball towards the back post for Roee Feldman again, defensively sound by Tekkz. Corner play quickly, Mahrez picks up the ball well, Mahrez towards the back post, time to green, what's a save, Schmeichel again, the hero for Tekkz. Better from Roee, really good chance, he did everything right, literally.
He did, the speed boost was amazing, the cross to the back was amazing as well, green time.
The danger man, it's all been going through the Brazilian winger. This prime icon moment that fits in this requirement and restrictions in the Champions League. You are allowed 3 icons outfield. The goalkeeper doesn't count towards the restrictions. And other than that, it's Champions League items only that will feature in these E-Champions League final squads. Ball's cued by Roee Feldman. Will he get it? That's a different question. Mahrez does well, takes out João Cancelo.
No.
Tekkz is a big fan of that, by the way. Just a quick word on that, very quickly, Gravison, is that Mane didn't start in this team, which is surprising because he's like the highest rated, Champions League item there is, road to the final, and he's a big Liverpool fan, if you don't know already from Tekkz. But he's playing Cancelo, yes, his team of the season. Cancelo's is a left back, but he's playing his right back, road to the final, in and a left back. He's playing Mahrez as a left winger. He doesn't mind falling on players in oppositions. Yes, they've got good weak foot upgrades, I'm sure, along the way, but he's happy to experiment with that. He believes that those players are good enough to play in those different areas of the pitch.
Yeah, and obviously they are playing in 7 chemistry, but it doesn't matter as much because maybe their stats go down a bit, but what, for 1-2 points? So I agree with Tekkz. Like I think the risk reward is worth it, but not many players do it. Like a lot of players like to play with all their.
There's a little bit of risk, isn't there? There's a little bit of a risk. Say if right now João Cancelo makes a bad pass, you're thinking 7 chem.
Yeah, and that gets inside your mind. But if you trust your team, it won't matter.
Pele back to R9 on the build-up to Mahrez. If he scores one more goal, certainly be on his way to an E-Champions League grand final. Llorente, Pele, look at the time, reverse elastic. Oh, Tekkz might just be on his way. A storyline that's unfolding. A player that was 0-2 back in February. Everyone was doubting him. Everyone was questioning if he was back. But he's teased us and teased us about Tekkz back on land, being a different sort of breed, a different sort of player. And with 20 minutes left to play, I think we're seeing that player right now. And I can't wait to see what comes away in 4 weeks' time, unless there's more late drama. No, there won't be. Pele off the mark. And that there is the biggest of chances that Feldman's going to get across these 2 legs.
Yeah, we see constant pressure now from Feldman, and I think this could be GG. Because if Tekkz builds up a good play and gets the ball to the wing to Ronaldinho, I think it's going to be the 3rd goal and GG's. But yeah, Tekkz said it before, he's cooking up players, and I mean, you have to agree with him. Like, he's been just so dominant back on land, and I mean, he's been saying it for the last 2 years and a half, and then he reaches this stage, and you just have to agree with him.
Bale on the build-up, back inside for Feldman. Schmeichel off his toes. He owes that man a lot of thanks for his journey to the Champions League. And I think there's just a bigger story behind this, Gravison, as well. Players, by no fault of anyone's, have not had an opportunity to get back to land and to really express themselves. And for a player like Tekkz, who has won so much and wants to be at the top level, you can describe it yourself. It's a different environment playing from home. It's not the same. It's not with the lights, the cameras, the adrenaline boost you've got. And players will cry out for that, an opportunity to do that. This is not just a win, this is a massive mental win as well for Tekkz, to get that confidence boost back. As he rightly said when I was speaking to him before this game, he still believes he is the best player in the world. And why wouldn't he?
Yeah, why wouldn't he? Like, I think when you're playing an online event, you're maybe at your 70-80% because you're comfortable. You are in your comfort zone because you're playing for home. But when you're playing at a LAN event, you're obviously outside of your comfort zone with all you just said, with the stage, with the cameras, with everything. And that's when I think when you're out of your comfort zone, you pick to the 100% level. And I think that's what we're seeing from Tekkz. So, yeah, just basically GG's to him because he's been playing amazing FIFA today.
He's happy to take more time out of this game. As he edges his way forwards, Feldman will drop down to the lower bracket. He's naturally had to press this line forward from Feldman as he's had to put bodies forward to do what he can. But the storyline is this in the nicest way. 89 minutes on the clock. 2019 Gravison, he lost in this very game to Nightwatch that stopped him from getting to the Champions League final. Yes, he won the Champions League Invitational the year after, but he wanted to go the long way around, not via sort of an invite-only tournament. He wanted to go through online qualification into a group stage, which he did in February, 0-2 in Swiss, and now he's come to LAN for the first time in over 1,058 days since we've last seen offline E-Champions League tournaments, and he's a minute away He's a minute away from getting to the Champions League Grand Final. He'll be the only English player that will be there. The whole UK community will be behind him. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of faces out there that'll be smiling to see Tekkz is back at LAN, and Tekkz is on his way to an E-Champions League Grand Final.
And yeah, he's basically made history. That's it for Tekkz. You can see the happiness from him. And yeah, Tekkz is finally made it to the top 10, top 8, sorry. And Tekkz is back.